Welcome back to Anand Science Academy. This is the second part of the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare. Microbes in sewage treatment. Sewage is generated by residential, institutional, commercial, and industrial establishments. It includes household waste liquid from toilets, baths, showers, etc. A major component of this wastewater is human excreta. It contains large amount of organic matter and microbes, many of which are pathogenic. Pathogens typically found in sewage include Salmonella, Shigella, E. coli, Streptococcus, Pseudomonas, and Mycobacterium, etc. Because of the presence of these pathogenic microbes, the sewage cannot be discharged into natural water bodies like river and streams directly. Hence, sewage is treated in sewage treatment plants to make it less polluting. This is a picture of a sewage treatment plant. Treatment of wastewater is done by the heterotrophic microbes naturally present in the sewage. Microorganisms that are natural to the wastewater environment play a vital role in the wastewater treatment process. Beneficial bacteria, protozoa, algae, and fungi feed on organic material in wastewater, breaking it down. Before getting into the process of wastewater treatment, let's understand an important term: biochemical oxygen demand, BOD. BOD refers to the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria. BOD is a measure of the organic matter present in water. The greater the BOD of wastewater, more is its pollution potential. Now, let's see how this BOD is calculated. The test is conducted in airtight bottles in the absence of light and under a controlled temperature for a set of time period. The parameter provides a measurement of the carbonaceous organic pollution of water that can be degraded biologically and is expressed in milligrams of oxygen per liter. In this table, we can see the BOD level of different types of water. Observe this table. If you see, the expected BOD of rivers naturally is maximum 5 milligrams of oxygen per liter. If it goes beyond, we can understand that the water is getting polluted. The wastewater treatment is carried out in 2 stages. First one is primary treatment. These treatment steps basically involve physical removal of particles from the sewage through filtration and sedimentation. In this picture, you can see the wastewater is passed on through the filters so that the floating waste materials are filtered. The remaining effluent is sent to a sedimentation tank. Here in the sedimentation tank, all the solid wastes including soil, sand and other organic waste materials are allowed to settle at the bottom of the tank. All the solid organic waste settle at the bottom of the sedimentation tank forms the primary sludge. This is wet sludge and it is allowed to dry. Dry sludge it is. Let's see the primary treatment in the form of a flow chart. Primary treatment is the physical removal of floating debris by filtration, sand and soil by sedimentation, and the degradable solid wastes that settle at the bottom of the sedimentation tank form the primary sludge. The supernatant liquid forms the effluent, and the effluent is sent to secondary treatment. And this primary sludge is used for biogas production. Now the effluent is sent to large aeration tanks for secondary treatment. Now let's continue with the secondary treatment. The secondary treatment is carried out in large aeration tanks. Air is pumped into the aeration tanks, as a result of which many useful aerobic bacteria and fungi grow using the organic material, waste materials as their food, and they form floc. Flocs are nothing but mesh-like structures formed by aerobic bacteria and fungi. These aerobic bacteria and fungi consume the organic waste material present in the effluent. Because of this, the BOD is reduced. After the BOD is reduced, the effluent is sent to settling tank. Let's see what is floc. These are the masses of bacteria associated with fungal filaments to form mesh-like structures. While growing, the microbes significantly reduce the BOD, which is the amount of oxygen required to oxidize total organic matter in the effluent. Once the BOD of the sewage or wastewater is reduced significantly, the effluent is then passed into a settling tank where the bacterial flocs are allowed to sediment. This sediment is called activated sludge. A small amount of the activated sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank to serve as the inoculum. The remaining major part of the sludge is pumped into large tanks called anaerobic sludge digesters. Here, other kinds of bacteria which grow anaerobically digest the bacteria and the fungi in the sludge. During this digestion, the bacteria produce a mixture of gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. These gases form biogas and can be used as a source of energy as it is inflammable. The effluent from the secondary treatment plant is generally released into the natural water bodies like rivers and streams. This picture shows the sewage before and after treatment. Here is another picture where you can see the raw sewage and the treated sewage which can be released into the water bodies. Here you can see the sewage treatment process in the form of a simple flow chart. Primary treatment: physical removal of floating debris by filtration, sand and soil by sedimentation. The degradable solids settle at the bottom and it forms the primary sludge. The primary sludge is used for biogas production, and the supernatant form the effluent that is sent to the secondary treatment. The secondary treatment is carried out in large aeration tanks. Air is pumped into the aeration tank, as a result of which aerobic bacteria and fungi grow and they form floc. This bacteria and fungi consume the organic matter in the sewage and the BOD is reduced. After this, the effluent is sent to the settling tank. The floc sediment in the settling tanks which forms the activated sludge. This activated sludge is sent to anaerobic sludge digesters, where the sludge is digested by anaerobic bacteria and fungi also. Gases like methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide are released. They are used as biogas, and the remaining effluent is released into water bodies. This simple flow chart shows you the entire process of wastewater treatment. Hope it is useful to you. Let's continue the lesson in the next video. All the best.